All right, one more week, one more video. What do you got this week? Some Stellar Blade news, Mindseye conspiracies, Respawn and general EA news. All right. I like it. All right, starting off this week with the canceled Black Panther game and the reason for its cancellation. It wasn't far enough in development. Now, put a pin in that and you're gonna figure out what exactly not far enough in development means. The studio employees were shocked at the cancellation, especially since there were also new people hired for the game, hitting a new internal milestone for the studio. But, to no one's surprise, the execs were frustrated with the game, not leaving the, and I'm not joking, the pre-production phase, after nearly 4 years in development. Just as a side note, I did some digging, and depending on the type of game, the pre-production phase can last anywhere between a month to a year. I'm gonna leave some links with information in the sources from different studios and developers if you want to go and have a look at it. As per usual, the journalists tried to reach out to the studio for comments. There was no response. On the bright side, even with the game being cancelled, EA did confirm that 3 Marvel games will be released, so here's hoping they're not in a development hell like the Black Panther game was. Continuing with EA, they are letting 100 staff members go. This comes with the cancellation of the Black Panther game and shutting down the developer studio Cliffhanger. People have been showing concerns publicly on Blue Sky. Make of that what you will. Patrick Wren, senior and concept designer at Respawn, posted a tweet on Blue Sky saying, and I quote, "Morale has been at an all-time low. I can say that much," in response to another person showing off the IGN article about the cancelled Black Panther game. He did also tweet a standalone tweet saying, "I'm just sorry for everyone who just wants to make cool video games in this industry." Yeah, me too, especially with all the AAA slop that's been coming out recently. This could also be an attempt at seeking attention, considering we have seen this already with Marathon before, as well as the development hell that the Black Panther game was. Trying to play the empathy card works well on Blue Sky at the end of the day. Moving on, it's that time of the year again, where people can raise awareness for men's mental health. This first started in June 1994 with a bill. Wait. Companies all over the world are not putting up their pride flags? In a vain attempt to pander to people, no less? So far, only Destiny 2 added the rainbow colors for Pride Month as a shader to their game in an attempt to pander to people? Hold my beer and get me my diving gear! I'm going in! In what can be classed as A-grade memeing by both calling out bunchy art thefts and taking the piss out of them, being the only company, to the best of my knowledge, and as of the time of recording, in the gaming industry that decided to do this. Or in her words, and I quote, "Yes, Queen, jiggle the key so everyone excuses the company with rampant art thefts, yes." And yes, people got triggered and responded to her. On the other side of the gaming industry, the Rainbow Six Siege account posted about Men's Mental Health Awareness Day at the start of the month, which is a big step up from their last year's post in all forms of interaction. That includes bookmarks, mind you. However, the YouTuber Endymion got an email from a Ubisoft insider about Pride Month, showing Ubisoft is still pushing Pride Month stuff down people's throats. The email states that it's time to celebrate the achievements of the 2SLGBTQIA+. I swear, this shit gets more symbols attached to it every time June rolls around the corner, it seems. And advocates for a lot of stuff in that email. Smash JT wrote an article that showed there are replies that still support Pride Month, so it's still present, but not face first on their social media posts. As not to be left out of the shitstorm, Halo is jumping on their Pride stuff. By logging into Halo Infinite, you can unlock the accessories they show and also a lot of comments on their tweet, just like last year. Almost as if the accessories they're showing on display are somewhat not liked by the gaming community. Personally, it sounds like someone's afraid of what's going to happen in their replies. And now it's time for you to pick whatever response you want from the Halo Reach medal announcements, and you have an idea. I personally go with Kilimanjaro. And yes, I did not do justice to that. Joining in on the insanity though is r/Halo, as it also is banning people mentioning Happy Men's Awareness Month. And I also found the post where the mod said,
Free gaming is against site-wide Reddit rules. Users with no or minimal previous history on the subreddit may be banned and have their comments removed from this rule.
Blizzard is also celebrating Pride Month by posting merch with the trans flag on it. I'm pretty sure they're missing a few letters there, Chief. And everybody's favorite WoW streamer from the past, Asmongold, asked, and also managed to ratio the tweet, mind you, and I quote, "Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Pride about celebrating LGBTQIA2S+ and not just being trans? And if so, why is all the merch with the trans flag / colors, but none have the rainbow that represents all forms of pride? Why is only trans being represented? I mean, considering the state of World of Warcraft, I think you know where I'm going with this. As somebody who used to play the damn thing, I very much prefer the simpler approach of big muscular dudes beating the shit out of each other approach than coming together just because of pure masculinity and testosterone. That's what I like to see from WoW, but hey, ain't gonna happen anytime soon. Gearbox and CD Projekt Red at least were a bit braver than the other companies and did change their banners and profile pictures to the Pride Month version of them. Now, let's look at this from the grander perspective. A lot of companies dropped Pride Month this year. Most of the common household names you can think of have their normal logos on Twitter, and that says something. They stopped pandering to people who probably don't even care about them. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave it at that, so you can fill in the rest. You know what, I'm just gonna drop another bone for you. These companies only care about increasing their revenue. If they pander to something specific, that's because they think that's gonna get them more money. Yeah, you know what? Listen to that. You can go on all day. But moving on, Witcher 4 gameplay was revealed, and it looks like Ciri's face looks much better than whatever they passed off as a face in the first trailer. It was also revealed that the Witcher 4 gameplay reveal wasn't directly from the game, but it was built using the technology powering the Witcher 4. This also happened with Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, but with what's happened so far with the game and the news surrounding it, I'd hold my judgment for it until the game gets released, as a vertical slice of assets from a game using the game engine does not make a good game. Just look at Aliens Colonial Marines as an example. A vertical slice of the game was presented at E3 in 2011, and that content was never included in the main game. Not to mention the game was buggy right from the start. I'm pretty sure one of the bugs included the AI being broken as... Well, I mean, broken is an understatement here, let's be real. Just because some poor intern forgot to include a dot in the code that actually separated the syntax, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't know, if I find something, I'm gonna include it on screen. But I'm 99% sure there was somebody that managed to fix the AI in that game, just by simply placing a dot. But yeah, moving on. Nexus Mods banned another mod again. This one is for Expedition 33 that replaces the female characters with the non-nude version of 2B with a bunny suit and kinase suit. Mind you, all of this non-nude. Yeah, if it was like not safe for work, I'd see why they need to ban it. This is just a simple model change in the game. I mean, good news is DG Mods, being the badasses they are, contacted the modders that made similar mods that crucially were also taken down by Nexus to have it up on their end. One Twitter user asked, "Why don't you just put it up on your site? You really think they will get upset if you put it on your site without asking them?" To which DG Mods replied, "It's preferable for creators and others to publish mods, and not us, as may result in various implications if we do so." And some good news, as of writing this, the Nier mod is up on DG for people to use as they want. And in more good news, Stellar Blade on their Twitter account posted a VR version of Stellar Blade. That's most likely modded, showing that they embrace mods unlike other games. Not being able to leave well enough alone, the gamer posted an article complaining that there are not safe work mods for Stellar Blade, even mentioning that it took less than 72 hours for them to appear. This reads like the dude is just triggered that people want to see pretty women in attractive outfits. Or he hasn't seen a real woman, to be perfectly honest with you, but I digress. Games Radar also posted about it, and the writer is stunned, surprised, and shell-shocked that the top 3 mods are all nude mods. I mean, it's kinda obvious that would have happened the moment the game hits Steam or Epic or really PC in general. What's there to be surprised about, really? In this article, the quote-unquote journalist even writes that the anti-stutter and shader optimization mods are less downloaded than the nude mods, and it feels like that just offended them. Yeah, some people are really living in a cave. Almost as if sex sells in every industry and these quote-unquote journalists are facing the harsh reality. But anyway, I'm pretty sure one of those nude mods, the moment it gets taken down from Nexus, is gonna pop over on DG. I'm 90% sure of that. Either that or other mod hosting websites. Moving on, Mindseye's co-CEO claims that there's an effort to trash the game ahead of its release. Mark Gerhardt claimed that there is a concerted effort to trash the game and the studio, but never mentioned anyone or provided anything that could come close to the claim. Yeah, don't worry, this gets better by the minute. A fan asked if he believes it's being financed by someone, and Gerhard replied with 100%, and doesn't take much to guess who, with the ruffle emoji. Mate, I'm not gonna take you seriously at this point. There was another user on Discord that said a co-CEO for a studio implying another studio is paying previewers to talk negatively about your game is an absolutely wild comment to make in a public environment in any situation. I mean, give the guy a medal, he has a point. Add to that, not providing any evidence, and it's like, tinfoil hat? Much? With Gerhard replying, not wild when it's true. Then give us some proof. It's not that hard. If you're gonna make a claim that somebody's trying to, I don't know, trash your game, ruin your livelihood, at least have proof. You know, something that's gonna be like, yeah, these guys are attacking. But looking at the video introducing Mindseye on their YouTube channel, it has about 20,000 likes with a rough estimation of 5,000 dislikes. On their YouTube channel it has 2,800 likes, and a rough estimation of 500 dislikes. Same story with the gameplay trailer. 577 dislikes to 5,500 likes. I ain't buying that, mate. I don't see any negative campaign. I mean, I know it's a rough estimation, but like looking at the dislike bar length, yeah, I don't see it. Adding on to all of this, 2 of Mindseye executives left the company, and even an article over on Rock Paper Shotgun is being sarcastic by saying, "I'm sure it's a positive sign," and guess they don't want to build any more rockets. Make of that what you will, but looking at the trailers, Gerhardt will have to provide some proof of foul play, as there's none that I can find. Moving on to even more batshit crazy people. Apparently French leftists are trying to cancel the devs of Clair Obscure with accusations of racism. What? One of the people claims that it's suspicious to have all 30 devs be white people? Man, what kind of... I'm not even gonna bother thinking. I mean, look at another one. The Maniac quote retweeted a meet and greet at an expo or like a panel at it. I'm not entirely sure where the devs of the game will be at, claiming that Sandfall Interactive discriminated CVs of colored people before even looking at them. Oh, brother. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure we covered this in one of the stories in the past. Like, weren't they like 40 people in total? Like, that's with support staff, mind you. But anyways, looking more into Pirate Nation's tweets, you can actually find the person claiming this, and there's a community note in French. Thank God for Google Translate, as translating the note says, Expedition 33 is a video game developed in France. The team that produced this game is multinational. Team members come from all over the world. The claim that they were selected at national level is false. Ha! Who would have thought? And also linking to a website where it displays everyone credited for the making of Expedition 33. Holy, almost as if Community Notes is actually working as it should. I mean, looking back at the second post, there was a Discord message claiming they arrived at the studio in Montpellier. I'm not even gonna attempt to correct that. To hand over their resume in person. They got yelled at and thrown out without taking the resume. First off, if you do that, it's kind of weird in this day and age. I mean, sure, back in the days, it could be like, yeah, I'll walk into it. I'll bring my resume and give it over. Ask like, look, is there any work for me here? Sure. Could work back then before technology became a thing. But now, it's just plain weird, man. And now let's end on a more reasonable take directly from the horse's mouth. The studio behind Expedition 33 posted a statement, and I'd like to end with it. Expedition 33 was created with respect and tolerance by teams and partners from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and perspectives. And I 100% approve of that message. Moving on, Activision is now putting adverts in Black Ops 6 and Warzone loadouts. And just like in the Hearts of Iron 4 subreddit, these guys apparently love to take pictures of their screens with their phones instead of using Windows Shift S. But I digress. In the picture you can see below the Create New Build button, the bundle peak performance, and also the ability to go left and right on it, meaning they're shoving the store into players' faces while they're fixing their loadout. Way to go, Activision! You got 2 more cents on top of that purchase. There are two more posts showing this in the loadout, and in one of the posts you can see the user u/Valerie the cat pointing out that, and I quote, the game is still 80 euros. I get that they make most of their money from the store, but I feel like the bare minimum of a premium product would be to not have ads clogging the menus, right? And Activision reached a new low in terms of greed. And before we hear they're going to start paying their employees in IOUs instead of money. And finally, Genshin is the gift that keeps on giving. Last week, Paperback Boy did an interview with Karina. Put a pin on that, we're gonna back to that in a bit. But firstly, Kit Harrison replied to it saying, it sucks to see the response for some of the more rabid Genshin fans here. But I'm so happy and proud to see this level of solidarity. I can't explain enough to fans of this game. For those on the fence, this isn't just drama, it's an essential and existential fight for actors' well-being. He also replied to another Blue Sky user who said, solidarity doesn't matter when your strike has done nothing but harm the industry. With Kid replying, and I quote, solidarity actually is all that matters. Actors are disagreeing on what it looks like, and jobs are going overseas because other countries can't necessarily provide it. And gives an example of UK actors unable to strike. He also finished things off by saying, SAG aren't perfect and you'll never catch me saying it, but they're better than no union. Sean Loraway, or as some people might know him as, the person who deleted his Reddit account after getting all 3 points refuted, posted a gem on Blue Sky quoting 3 popular things people kept saying, and stated, if you're celebrating any company replacing striking workers of any kind because they're trying to unionize, then yeah, you're in fact anti-union. Providing yet again, it wasn't about AI protection, it was about unionizing the Hoyo Games and maybe even the whole company. He also claimed that Hoyo Games don't provide AI protection for anyone in the US or the UK, or anyone outside of China. However, spending like 3 minutes Google searching, you'll see multiple sources providing you with the answer. Yes, China does have AI protections, and to be specific, deep fakes. That includes AI voices, mind you, are outlawed since 2023. He didn't stop there. He also quoted people saying, they bullied Kenichi's new voice actor. They lied about the situation. They just want the monopoly. Hoyo was patient enough. They took too long and called it mental gymnastics instead of actually trying to either apologize for the bullying or misinformation, and just deflected it. Sam Slade, the voice actress for Whisper Rain and Topaz, also stated on her Twitter that she's been careful not to say too much during the strike because she's exhausted with how actors are treating each other. She did also state that union and non-union jobs are leaving and we'd be lucky if they came back. She also added, and I quote, I support the strike's core purpose to establish a contract for union work based on consent and compensation that will influence non-union work in the future. I've heard the damn offer we have right now. Other actors have read it. Other lawyers have read it. We have what we asked for, and we're risking it all on loopholes that we don't trust the SAG lawyers we insist are our protectors to protect us. If an employer plays dirty, employees can play dirty in non-union work too, and that's a risk many of us take every day. Last time I checked, SAG animation, dubbing, and all of the non-union work floating around doesn't have protection anywhere close to the deal we have. The commercial contract just got their contract. If the bargaining partners walk away, their new projects will be non-union and we're back to square one, with whatever protections we can scavenge from existing contracts, SL6 games, and crossing our fingers that the newly non-union contracts don't play dirty, except we won't have SAG lawyers on our side to protect us. She ended the thread by stating that she can't vote nor attend meetings because she's FI core, and she begs the voting members to stop the strike since it's not just the VAs being harmed, it's also recording engineers, directors, production teams, and entire studios who end up losing their jobs and may never come back. She did just emphasize that it's not about just Hoyo games, just the whole strike in general that SAG is doing. Now, remember the interview that Paperback Boy did with Karina from the start? Well, it looks like Karina is trying to destroy him. Shocker. On her alt account, she replied to a retweet of the interview saying, "When this person originally reached out to me, they were apologetic. I chose to believe him because I would hope other people would give me the same courtesy. In the end, he showed his true colors, but I'm not mad that I chose to believe that people can change." Dylan Howard asked her, "I didn't watch the whole thing, but he was using the interview to make you look bad?" With Karina replying, "He posted another video saying he tricked me or something. I don't know exactly. I refuse to watch it." "Yeah, but you're still going to comment on it, right?" In the original tweet, a user asked, "Isn't it John?" She again tried to gaslight us. She told Paperback Boy to put an asterisk on the video explaining this. I didn't even have to look for timestamps because, well, you know, it's in the pinned message that was posted on 31st of May. It was edited saying, also, the remark about Jacob being replaced was a misquote. Karina meant when John was replaced. Her tweet was on the 2nd of June. Now, I don't know if the edit was made on the same day, but it's still there. And she claims it isn't. And in the video, Paperback Boy explained that he put an asterisk in the subtitles and the description. Can't find it in the description of the video though, but hey, it's in the comments. He even said that he let her watch it before posting, which is even more confusing why she's bringing it up. Oh wait, no it's not. She's just going on a tirade yet again. Paperback Boy also showed another person posting an image claiming that he pretended to be on Karina's side to get them in the interview, hoping that Karina would spill drama. And it also claims that Paperback Boy is gloating that he baited Karina when in fact he said, "People think I baited her into the interview, I baited her into the questions." And in the video where he explains his side, he did say that Karina got all the questions first before the interview, and even if we were to assume that the statement is false, even for a millisecond, then Karina could have just simply said, "I don't want to answer the question," and moved on. Like anybody with, I don't know, 5 functioning brain cells, even less. There's even more, but go check out this video and make sure to leave a like because we all know that the SAG bootlickers are not gonna do that. Anyways, that's the end of this week's news. I know that there was Summer Games Fest, but I don't have the mental capacity to go over that just now. Maybe in next week's news. You never know.